Hello, music fans. You're watching Death by Unicorn, where we talk about metal rock and prog music. And today I'm going to be doing a reaction to a Loudwire article, the top 11 best prog rock albums of 2025, written by Jordan Blum. And shout out to Jordan Blum. He really knows his stuff. He has good taste. So if I'm going to read an article by Loudwire, by anyone on Loudwire, it would be him. I've read a bunch of his articles. I think I've reacted to some on my channel before and saw this one and figured I'd give a reaction here since I made my top 25 albums of 2025 video already. I've made a list specifically about prog rock as well. I want to see what overlap we have, where I agree, where I disagree. I see some of the album covers here already, and I know that I love some of these, like Moron Police, Coheed and Cambria, Cardiacs, and Gazpacho. Not sure I heard this one up here, though. So let's see if there's any I haven't heard here as well. So let's jump in. And they also recently did a Best Prog Metal Albums of 2025. Maybe I'll react to that as well. Although there's some spoilers here for what's on it. First on the list is the Far Cry, Once There Was. Now, this is one that I've never heard of. A neo-prog group, eh? Inspired by King Crimson, ELP, Genesis, and Gentle Giant. That could be good. That sounds really interesting. This is their sophomore album. Maybe I'll have to check it out. 30-minute, 12-part title track. Very cool. Supper's Ready and Tarkus. This sounds really interesting to me. Might have to check it out. Next, he has Jethro Tull's Curious Ruminants. Now, this one I think is a good album, but I can't really fathom how it deserves to be top 11 prog rock album of the year. I feel like Jethro Tull is way past their prime. So I'm going to disagree with this, but not saying it's bad. It's still good. It's just not peak prog rock anymore. Still cool if you want to hear some flute. Car Mechanic Transmutations deck. That's an excellent pick. I enjoy that a lot. Coheed and Cambria, Vaxis Act 3, The Father of Make Believe. That one's excellent. This was my number 8 prog rock album, not metal, not counting prog metal. I made a video of just my top prog rock, not metal albums, and this was my number 8. So definitely deserving of a top 11. I had it in mind. Love it. Love most of what Coheed and Cambria does. They have a strong concept album discography. Then he has Steven Wilson, The Overview. This one's a very good album as well. I don't think it deserves top 11. I think it's probably in a lot of people's list because it's by Steven Wilson. I think if it didn't have his name, I do think the production's pristine and it's very cool that he did two epics. I love the format, but I just didn't love it as much as Raven That Refused to Sing or Hand Cannot Erase, or even his first two solo albums, Grace for Drown or Insurgentes and Grace for Drowning, which I enjoy. So yeah, maybe it'd be like my number 5 Steven Wilson album. Pretty cool. I love his work in Porcupine Tree. He does some decent stuff in Blackfield as well, and his Storm Corrosion collaboration with Michael Ackerfeld's pretty awesome. IQ Dominion's next, also very good. Not sure if it deserves top 11. Here's one that I like more. Eden's song, Our Road to Dust. This one's excellent. I think it's deserving. This one's like Yeah, what would happen if Jethro Tull, Dream Theater, Pain of Salvation, Echoland were mixed into a stew? I think that's a great description. I agree. There's a little bit of sprinkling of metal, but it does still lean more towards prog rock than metal. Here's another excellent one, Cardiac's LSD. Love this one, very quirky and very deserving. And this is over 25 years since their last studio album. And it comes out after Tim Smith's passing in 2020. And really happy to hear that the rest of the band finished this album. Really awesome stuff, deserving of the list for sure. Gazpacho Magic 8 Ball, another excellent one. Really enjoyed this one too. And then there's Tea Club with Chasm. This is one I haven't heard, but this one sounds interesting to me as well. Daniel McGowan, who's also in Kansas, is in this, so that's cool. I saw Kansas live in 2025 and they were great. So maybe I would like this. Oh, here's an excellent one. Moron Police Pachinko. I put this one in my near masterpiece tier. This was my number five prog rock, not metal album of the year. So definitely, I think, deserving of a top 11 spot. And that's all. Maybe I'll keep rolling and just react to this top 11 best prog metal albums too. But before I do that, what's missing from this list for prog rock? For me, the albums I feel that really deserve to be here that weren't mentioned are Jacob Roberge, The Passing, an amazing debut by a Canadian artist for fans of Neil Morse. And yeah, even almost some Dream Theater vibes at time, Transatlantic, that kind of stuff. Ends with a 30-minute prog epic, my favorite epic of the year on the Jacob Roberge track album. And a lot of nice kind of singer-songwriter moments as well. Another one that's missing is Whippy Bonstack with Correct Irregulars, which I think is just an awesome, underrated, lesser known artist. Very quirky. Jonas Lindberg and the Other Side, I think would be a good one to have on the list with time frames. Another one for fans of kind of Neil Morse type projects. And Tritop with Tritop 120 is an awesome one as well, which is kind of like the vocals of Styx over epic progressive music for fans of like Yes. And another really underground one that I would call out for prog rock is Lifting Line Theory with their album Wonder. So those are some ones that I wish were on Jordan's list. Maybe he's heard them, maybe he hasn't. Uh, Jordan, if you watch this, definitely check those ones out. I think you'll enjoy them based on us having pretty similar tastes in music. And you'll have to watch my full video on this topic to hear the others in my top 25 because I don't want to make this video too long. So maybe if I remember, I'll put a link to that here. Probably not. I'll probably just put it at the end of the video because I'm lazy. Now let's look at this prog metal list. 11 best prog metal albums of 2025. We got Dream Theater, of course. That's a near masterpiece, and this was my number four album of the year overall. It was my number three for prog metal. Mike Portnoy coming back. Coming back to the band, making great music. Then Ginger Duel, amazing. Near masterpiece. This is my number 11 album of the year overall, or my number 10 for prog metal. Um, so yeah, I definitely think it's deserving. I love Ginger. amazing. Probably my favorite female vocalist in metal is Tatiana of Ginger, and great groovy djent rhythms. Yep. Fractal Universe, another near masterpiece. This was just missed my top 25. It was my highest rated honorable mention album. I put it as my number 26 overall of the year. But this is awesome, kind of progressive death metal. Then there is Tomorrow, and here's one that I have not heard. Beyond Obsidian Euphoria. Best progressive black metal albums of all time. Interesting. I like me some progressive black metal like Enslaved and Eson. So if it's anything like that, then maybe I would really enjoy this. Cool, I'll have to check that out. Benthos from Nothing. I love it. Near masterpiece. My number 8 album of the year overall. Number 7 on my prog metal list. And yeah, just love it. Yeah, for fans of the Contortionist for sure. I don't know if I hear the Coheed and Cambria as so much, but I do hear the Contortionist in Benthos. I guess there's like some emo influence in both this and uh Coheed and Cambria, the post-hardcore emo side. But yeah, if anything, there's even some more mathcore like leaning towards Dillinger Escape Plan at times and Protest the Hero, Periphery, Contortionist. Great band, Benthos. And Rivers of Nile, another excellent one. Love this self-titled album. Probably wouldn't be in my top 11, not even in my top 25, but I think it's still excellent and kind of deserving. Oakrust, Waving at the Sky. This is a near masterpiece as well. Loved it. And Green Carnation, A Dark Poem, Part One, The Shores of Melancholia. Excellent. Love that as well. And then there's Between the Buried and Me, The Blue Nowhere, which is, of course, my album of the year as a true masterpiece. So I loved seeing that on here. My favorite album of 2025, and pretty much my favorite band overall. Amorphous Borderland. Yeah, that one's excellent as well. I loved that a lot. And here's another masterpiece on here. My number 2 album of the year is An Abstract Illusion, The Sleeping City. So glad to see that on the list. Yeah, we have a lot of overlap here, Jordan. I love your list. And what's missing for the prog metal side, I think some ones that should have been here are Ambrotype, The Colors of Darkness, Volume 2, Flummox with Southern Progress, Kardashev with Alunia, Ethmeb with Allo Babar et les Caramboleurs, and Changeling self-titled album, as well as Jack the Joker, The Devil to Pay in the Backlands. Those are some of my favorites that are missing from your top 11 that I think are really deserving. So check those out if you haven't heard them. And holy crap, I could keep scrolling through this and just reacting to everything here. They've got best prog rock song of each year since 1969. Maybe I will react to that as another video because this one's getting long. But I appreciate all these things that Jordan Blum is writing over on Loudwire. I think he's got great taste and is able to really describe these albums in words and kind of compare what they're similar to. He's got a good ear for all that. And I enjoy that he has similar taste to me. So things that he likes, I usually like. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed my reaction to these lists and hope you found something cool on this list that you didn't hear to check out. And if you like metal rock and prog music, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and stay in the loop on when I post new videos. I post my first impressions of new music as it comes out every week. And coming up next on that front, I'll be talking about new music coming from Carnival. Uh, I don't know, Carnival's February 6th. So I still have another little while before that. But Earn, Lights, Plantoid, Mole, and the Hirsch Effect and Alan Morse will be my next video in my What's New Music Picks 2026 series. And I'll probably be putting up a video soon of my album release radar for February 2026, albums that are coming out in February that I plan to listen to. So, like I said, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you like metal rock and prog, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.